This video should be sponsored by Camera Autofocus because without it, this video or channel would not be possible. Hey guys, welcome to another Tony Talks Tech video. I apologize if you hear weird sounds. My neighbors upstairs don't have a concept of what, nighttime is, so they tend to do a lot of drilling and I guess furniture making at night. But anyways, that's besides the point. Welcome to another video. This video is going to be a little different from all the other videos that I've made in the past because this is going to talk a lot more about photography. Now, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I do a lot of photography. I work full-time at a bank, and when I'm not at the bank, I do photography and YouTube videos. But what I'm finding is my YouTube videos is taking sort of a backseat because I spend a lot more time doing photography. So I thought to myself, a lot of you guys might be interested in photography, so let's merge the two and let's begin to talk about it. But before I get started, let's go to a new location because I'm pretty sure you're bored of seeing the same setup. Let's get into it. Now, the purpose of this video is to talk about two lenses. Now, let's talk about how this video came about. So, like I've mentioned before, I do photography. I used to shoot with a DSLR. If you're new to photography or you're into photography, you fall into one of two camps, or if you've got the money, you're in both. Now, most people either have a DSLR or they have a mirrorless camera. For my setup, I had a mirrorless camera, which is the Sony a6300, which I use primarily for videos, and then I had a Nikon DSLR. However, in the recent months, I decided that I wanted to stick with one system. It makes it easier because I can then share lenses and whatnot. Plus, I prefer the mirrorless system. So I decided to sell my Nikon DSLR and I picked up this bad boy, which is the Sony a7 II full-frame camera. Now, when purchasing my full-frame camera, I did not have full-frame lenses. So I decided, it might be time to buy a full-frame lens. So I thought to myself, what do I shoot a lot? And I was like, 90% of my work is portraits, so it makes sense to just go out there and buy a portrait lens. And so I was deciding between the Sony 85 FE 1.8 lens or the Zeiss 55 1.8 lens, which is what this video is about. Now, making the switch to Sony can be very expensive. Sony has a very limited lineup of lenses, and most of their lenses are geared towards full frame, and as you may or may not know, full frame lenses are very expensive. And so here's the situation that I got into. I was like, okay, I can have only one lens and it's either going to be the 85 or it's going to be the 55. So which one do I go with? So I purchased both of them. I did a comparison, which is what we're going to get into now. And then I decided I'm going to return one of them at the end of this comparison. So let's take a look at what we shot. Now, I'm not somebody that's going to go into a lot of specs because honestly, specs when it comes to lenses doesn't really matter. All you need to know is, does it have great image quality? And what is the aperture and focal length, essentially. And so I decided, hey, let's just throw up a bunch of pictures. You decide what you like the most, and at the end of the day, hopefully this video helps you make a purchasing decision if you find yourself in the same situation as myself. So let's get into it. Thank you very much. Now, let's talk about what I decided to go with. Now, you might think to yourself, he shoots a lot of portraits, so he probably chose the 85, and you are wrong. I chose the Zeiss 55, and here's my reasoning why. Now, the 85, very beautiful lens. The 85 FE is actually cheaper than the 55. However, thinking about all the photography that I do, lenses are very expensive, especially in the Sony lineup. And so I thought to myself, I can only have one of these lenses. And if I'm going to have one, I need to have one that's going to give me the best bang for buck and the most versatility. When it comes to sharpness, the Zeiss 55 is king. You can go read about it on the internet. Sharpness is very important to me because when I was using APS-C bodies, which is my A6300, and all my Nikon gear, I shot with Sigma art lenses. So sharpness is a very important trait for me. And though it may not seem like it, the Zeiss 55 is a little bit sharper than the 85. So that's number one. Number two, versatility. With the 85, because it's such a long reach, yes, you get that nice compression and that nice blown out background. However, it's very limiting. It's easier when you're doing photography to take a step forward than it is to take a step back. And what I mean by that is it's easier to get closer to your subject that you want to take a picture of than it is to sometimes take a step back to get everything in frame. So I decided that, the Zeiss makes more sense because A, it's sharper, and B, it allows me more versatility. So if I don't only want to shoot portraits, I can do a little bit of landscape and street photography and, food photography and whatnot. And, the difference between 85 and 55 is not that much. And so, like I said, if I wanted to get some nice close-up portraits, I can still move closer to my subject and get that nice blown-out background. So when it comes to my purchasing decision, it was the Zeiss 55 for me. Hopefully you guys found this video very helpful. I will be doing a lot more of these type of videos talking about, camera photography, gear, and all that kind of stuff. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up, leave some comments down below. Let's have a discussion as to if you would have, gone with the 85 instead of the 55. Tell me why. And stay tuned for more videos like this. Have a great night, guys.